Relationships are tricky. They aren't a science. There's no way to ensure it'll work out, but everyone's got an idea of how you should approach them. And many people aren't afraid to share their own relationship advice. The problem is not everything works for every couple. However, there are some themes that couples can follow to keep their relationships on track. These pieces of modern relationship advice provide a good starting point. Number one, ask for what you want in the bedroom. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on that. I think you guys can figure that part out, but it says that's right. Sex is an integral part of healthy and happy relationships. Hence, the stress on keeping lines of communication open in the bedroom. You know, that thing you've always wanted to try, but keep to yourself. We say, let your freak flag fly. Keeping your sex life new and interesting will make you and your partner happier in and out of the bedroom. So glad I get to read these things because I wouldn't normally feel comfortable talking about this because I'm not a sex and relationship expert. I have interviewed them. Go to our divorce661.com. I have a Save Your Marriage tab, and under there I have relationship coaches, sex coaches, dating coaches, a ton of wealth of information in there. And we talk about some fun and interesting stuff, if you will. Number two, stay spontaneous. Remember when you first got your significant other and everything was fun and exciting? You probably went on lots of dates, brought each other to your favorite bars and hangouts, and did all kinds of things you're probably doing much less of now. Face it, the honeymoon phase is over, but that doesn't mean you can revisit it occasionally. Go out and have a good time like you used to. This reminds me in my book, which you can see behind me. Where is my thing here? You can get on my website, but I have a chapter in there. Oh, I just messed up the camera. I have a chapter in there that talks about how, when I was writing the book, I was like, oh my God, this applies to me as well. Obviously, I'll be married 30 years next April 2024. And I am not perfect, obviously. And I fell victim to that, kind of fall into a rut. Everything's the same. Spouse kind of becomes your business partner in life versus your spouse and your lover and all that good stuff. So I'm trying to be better at doing that. It's good that we're reading this together. Number three, toss tradition aside. We are no longer confined to traditional gender roles. That's for sure. You know what I'm talking about. Forget what your mama told you about food, cooking, and cleaning is the way is a man's heart. Any modern man is worth his weight in gold, knows how sexy, strong, independent woman who can hold her own is. Likewise, dudes, women like being catered to occasionally. This is in the kitchen and whip up a romantic at-home dinner for your woman. A couple who can respect each other's dreams and chase them together is a couple that will have a strong, lasting relationship. So two things there. I'm in the kitchen all the time. I don't know if I consider myself strong romantic in the kitchen, but I do. I am a good cook and like to smoke meat. Had brisket for Thanksgiving. And a couple who can respect each other's dreams and chase them together. That kind of goes back to we were talking about the finances and keeping them separate. You really can't chase those dreams together if you're keeping your financials separate. Number four, give me 1 second. Be realistic. Be realistic, optimistic, and willing to put in the work. Despite what you grew up thinking, your Prince Charming isn't going to ride in on his white horse and whisk you away, and men don't expect to stumble across a Louboutin. I have no idea what that is. That's going to lead you to your princess. Now, this doesn't mean you have to settle for the next best thing. We encourage you to find what that person is. Just can't imagine your life without. I think that goes back to the honeymoon thing. And number five, don't compare your relationship. While it's nice to consult your girlfriend or bros about relationship issues, keep that in mind. Every relationship is different, and what works for you, works for one couple may not work for you. And I will add to this as we wrap up here. Don't shit talk your spouse or about your spouse to your friends or family for that matter. Keep it inside. Keep it between the two of you. Don't go to work, talk about your marital problems. Don't go to your friends, talk about your marital problems. This is my opinion. That's not going to help. And then you guys get together again, you go over to their house for a party and they're like, oh yeah, I remember what you said about her or him. I just don't think that's workable. I think it's an integrity thing. I think you guys should work out your difference between you. And if you are having trouble and you find yourself talking smack about each other, maybe you should get some counseling if that's what you're into.